I've often been asked which is my favourite Dickens novel, and I think the answer is the complete works, because every story has a joyous examination of human frailty and human perseverance. They're all beautiful. This year we're giving you Great Expectations. It is an exquisite story. It's beautifully told and beautifully written. And I promise you there'll be more Dickens to come in the future. All of the characters in Dickens, as I say, are incredibly rich in personality, in behavior. So when you turn it into a play, you have to bring that richness and that originality of thinking in Dickens' part onto the stage. I've been very blessed in the fact that I have a wonderful cast of actors who are going to be presenting these roles. For instance, the aforementioned Miss Havisham, who is such a monster and yet such a frail human being. Mary Rawson will be appearing in that, and I'm really thrilled that she agreed to play that role. But there are other riches. Joe Gargery, the honest blacksmith who is Pip's closest friend before he moves to London. Martin Giles will be playing that role. Hugh Leonard, when he adapted the story, we first did this play in Dublin in the Gate Theatre, and he and I were in discussion about how he wanted the thing to work. And he wanted that notion of the transfer of identity to happen. So in the creating of the play, he created the roles of Mrs. Joe, who was Pip's older sister, who is a monster, and who eventually dies and is replaced by this housemaid, Biddy, who is an angel. So he had the idea that we would cast one actress in the two roles. And it works incredibly well. And Karen Baum, who you would probably have seen quite brilliantly in Woman and Scarecrow, will be playing those two roles. Another point about the play that he decided was that because it's a narrative story, he would have somebody telling that story. And because we're talking about this character of Pip, who starts as a small boy and becomes a man, for the first portion of the play, Pip, senior, as it were, tells the story, while the young Pip is the character. And there is a beautiful moment of transfer between the two of them when older Pip becomes the story and younger Pip becomes the narrator. It's very, very clever writing. Other characters that he meets along the way, the lawyer Jaggers, a man who gives little information away and yet guides Pip with a kind of the firm hand of a Dickensian lawyer. David Whalen will be playing that role. Wemmick, the lawyer's clerk, another beautiful character, simple, precise, perfectly behaved, with an aged parent who he looks after and cares for with the love of a small child. Wemmick is played by James Fitzgerald, who is almost fits perfectly Dickens' description of how that character should be portrayed.